Well, we're only getting started here at the Beyond the Summit studio. I've enlisted my good friend Merlini. We have 3 best of 3s to cast for you guys today.
It's party time.
Yeah, it's a long day, guys. It's going to be like 15 hours of casting. He doesn't want to be here. I'm just kidding. He's
back to Western Dota. I'm excited.
Yeah, you were actually happy.
Bloodbath!
You were happy. Hopefully we'll see a lot of blood spill.
Fun.
It's going to be 3 best of 3s. We'll start today off with 4 Friends and Krilly versus Team Dignitas. Draft underway. We can jump into it in a sec, but, well, we'll jump into it now, apparently.
Okay.
Cool. Any predictions? Dignitas, obviously, the heavy favorites here.
I believe it's 4-1 odds in favor of Dignitas.
Did you put your rares on Dignitas?
Yes, even though the returns are very, very low, and it's quite risky. But I don't think that... I mean, Dignitas is somewhat inconsistent, but 4 Friends plus Krilly, I think, is just on a different tier.
They've been a bit of a surprise team. They did pretty well, I believe, I think it was in Star Ladder's group stages, one of the EMS Cups. They went fairly deep. So I think they're a bit underrated, but this is Dignitas. This is a team going to the International 3. They should be able to take care of business. If they can't, that's a big concern for them. They're using their full 5-man roster. It looks like 4 Friends and Krilly using 1 stand-in. Strang B is a part of their team. Jussie will be standing in. So, well, with that being said, Merlini, you were excited for Western Dota, but we're getting some rather stale picks, I feel, this game so far.
We got the Kunkka Master.
Kunkka's exciting, but then we've got a Darkseer, a Lifestealer, a Nyx, a Lone Druid.
Well, the thing I like about Lifestealer, he usually guarantees a lot of action early. You don't AFK farm with him for 30 minutes, right? You get like phase, you get drums, and then you start crushing people, especially Lone Druid. But I like the draft from both teams so far. Shadow Demon Kunkka, a very strong dual lane, although it really does depend on what Dignitas send their way. I don't like it versus Lifestealer. He can just rage because you have to time the torrent almost perfectly. It's not like Ice Path where you can do it a little bit before disrupt. You have to do it a little bit after. And because that rage magic immunity kind of bones them. But they do have the Lich. Maybe they'll just sacrifice that. You
definitely can't look to go on the Lifestealer, but a lot of these other heroes, Darkseer, Nyx Assassin, could be vulnerable. You can Carapace, but you'll still be torrented, and if you don't get the timing just right. The Dragon Knight pick will come for Dignitas. And, well, it's Dignitas. We talked a lot about this team actually during the Alienware Cup. They are one of the Western teams that I think is best at playing greedy. They tend to go for 3-4 cores at a minimum every game. And a support Nyx technically could be a support, but it's a hero that needs a lot of levels. So Dignitas, no surprises, going greedy here in Game 1.
Mm-hmm. The only problem with a very greedy strat is you get punished by very well-executed aggression, and usually I don't see teams pull off the well-executed aggression very well unless it's Na'Vi Alliance, one of the very top tier teams, and a greedy strat will beat out this sort of strat at least on paper. They don't have that many disables. They have the X, they have the torrent, and other than that, no stuns, no silences. I think Lifestealer is just gonna go bonkers.
I think he's going to go ham as well. I mean, the big issue here is Lifestealer could even 1v1 against Lone Druid and do quite well there. Darkseer could 1v1 against him. So normally when you pick Lone Druid, one of the big benefits is you can just crush a 1v1 matchup. It frees you up to run a dominant, aggressive tri-lane. But they can't really kill Lifestealer in a tri-lane. Even a Darkseer will be tricky. Nyx with Carapace is not the easiest hero to go on. And they can't look to win the 1v1 necessarily either. At least they won't win it that hard. So I feel like Dignitas has been greedy, but 4FC don't have the heroes to really punish them.
They banned everything to try and pave the way for Lifestealer to have an easy way. Lone Druid you don't really care about too much. Batrider is very annoying, but that was almost always taken out already. They banned the tree out, usually just open wound rage and then you living armor. There goes your initiation. Alchemist, again, Alchemist is kind of a strange hero versus Lifestealer. He can kind of man mode him later, but being a fluffy hero and just scaling really well with farm, he's like okay versus Lifestealer. Weaver and Beastmaster are huge problem causers for Lifestealer though. The Roar going through the Rage, the Quillbore slow going through it too.
And the Swarm as well. Very painful. Also, for Dignitas, quad melee lineup, and I wonder if 4FC can do anything to punish that. Chain Frost maybe will be a bit more effective this game. We'll have to see. But where do you think they go with this last pick? Lich, Shadow Demon, they have their supports. Who's your solo or your carry that you're looking to for 4FC here?
Looking at Team Dignitas' last ban of the Lina, it seems like they expected a third hero in the lane that hasn't been picked yet, which is pretty strange considering no one usually solos Kunkka if you have a Shadow Demon, and they have Lich and Lone Druid technically, I guess, could go could go in the respective solo lanes, but that's very unlikely. We'll see a Clockwork ban for the last, or Clockwork pick for 4 friends plus Krilly. The Clockwork's pretty good. Some more control versus Lifestealer, some more disables, and if you can, hit a very nice hookshot cog, it'll set you up for a nice Torrent boat and a Chain Frost, but that relies a lot on the Clockwork. I think a lot of burden rests on his shoulders in the upcoming team fights.
Dignitas, they go back for another kind of greedy support. They'll get a Chen here, but if they don't lose this laning stage very badly, their mid game is just insane. Great pushing power from the Dragon Knight, the Chen combination. Great AoE team fight from the Impale Vacuum combo. We could see a Vacuum into an Impale. Tanky frontline heroes, lots of physical damage. This team has it all, except maybe they're slightly weak in the laning stage, but I don't know if 4FC have the heroes to really punish that.
Yeah, the Chen is, I think, one of the best picks they could do right now. It's very strong versus Lich in team fights, and aside from that, 4FC doesn't really have that much, and they can just start taking towers down at 10-15 minute mark, and 4FC will pretty much just be forced to either contest them and give them a lot of kills, or try and split push with Lone Druid, but they're not going to be able to compete with the raw pushing potential of Team Dignitas' lineup.
Well, we'll have to see how things work out here. On the side of 4FC, we'll introduce them now. They're going to be your underdogs in this best of 3 for sure. Blomberg on the Clockwork, Krilly handling the Lone Druid, Boomski on the Shadow Demon, Strangby, I love that name, on the Kunkka. Not sure if I'm saying correctly, but I like that pronunciation. Nonetheless, Jussie, your Lich, the stand-in. Dignitas, we could have a clash at level 1, way too sexy, handling the Chen. Fogged, Dota. These guys should be your heavy favorites, handling the Nyx Assassin. Does play support for them nowadays. Used to be their solo mid player, known for his Invoker. AUI 2000. Well, we miss him here at Beyond the Summit, but he's training for the International 3. He'll be on your Lifestealer. Mid lane, Snake King, the Dragon Knight, and last but not least, Universe. Probably the most dangerous player on this team, the offlane Darkseer.
And I always get Strangby's name confused with Strandby, which was my old teammate's last name, Brian, and I can't help. Every time I see it, I see Strandby. But it looks like it will be the solo mid Kunkka, and roaming Shadow Demon is very effective with a mid Kunkka, but he probably is going to have a not too easy in a time versus Cogs.
I'm just very whoa, wow, off the bat, Universe getting a little bit aggressive here on Krilly. He's got some illusions. He can bring this creep wave down, might even go for an early tower dive. He'll hit level 2 off of this wave unless Krilly gets a deny. And with illusions as well as double Ion Shell, Krilly could actually be in a bit of danger. He won't have access to Entangle. The creep wave comes now. We'll see how aggressive Universe wants to get. But for the time being, Ion Shell's an illusion. Nice play by him. And mid lane, they've actually... Oh, they're going to find the first blood. Wow. Disruption Torrent combo. Snake King gives one away. I was actually going to say, what is 4FC going to do with these supports?
I don't even know how he died there.
He got disrupted and just completely surrounded. I believe a Warcraft 3 surround. Couldn't get out.
Ooh, nice play from them. It's very unusual to see 4 units run in the middle of the river.
It's so funny, because I was just about to say, like, what are they actually going to do with a roaming Lich Shadow Demon? That is such a weak combo, because they left the bottom lane, but...
Shadow Demon Kunkka is one of the strongest 2 main combos. I would definitely put it even above Shadow Demon Leshrac. And I'm looking at this bear. It's about to die. Oh my goodness. 12 HP on the bear, 13 seconds on a resummon. And
that illusion rune did so much for it. Krilly really cannot afford to let this bear down. I'm surprised he's not sending it home or resummoning it now, but he will be in 4 seconds. I suppose he could give it the tangos, but
he could also wait for level 3, wait for 20-second less cooldown on it, but we will see. It's going to be a while until those creeps die, but Universe applying a lot of pressure on top. I think he might be in danger. I actually don't know why he has a Stout Shield on the Lone Druid instead of the bear. That actually may be a big reason as to why that bear is
he resummons it. Was trying to bait Universe a bit here, it looks like. Universe... Well, no Entangle, doesn't really care, says, alright, I'll just farm instead. 14-0. One of the tougher matchups for Lone Druid is
Put the Stout Shield on your bear!
Merlini's just not going to give it a rest. I mean, you're right, it is very unusual to see.
Yeah, I've done that before, personally, playing Lone Druid.
I mean, the bear was about to die, so it makes sense if he thought he'd have to tank with his hero for a little bit. But now, the bear's been resummoned. Very strange not to see it. We'll actually see Cogs on Fog, gets caught. But in comes AUI 2000. He's got access to open wounds. He'll go on the Clockwork. A little bit worried about Fog going down. Fog says, let's fight this one, buddy. Blomberg on the run. While this is happening, bit of dewarding by the hasted Lich.
Early boots on the Clockwork will leave him in relative safety, although there's an Orb of Venom on the Lifestealer. I really like the Orb of Venom Lifestealer build. It gives you a lot of presence before you get your phase boost in case you need to play aggressively early.
Especially against a melee hero like Clockwork, someone who's doesn't have any sort of mobility, can just constantly be harassed. I agree. It's a great choice. It's a very cost-efficient item, and if you're going for things like phase drums anyway, why not get something that slows them down a little bit more, does a bit of additional damage. Well, AUI 2000, known for optimizing his item builds, and I think this really is the optimal build in this situation.
And putting a lot of pressure out on Blomberg. He is out of regen on bottom, and they are trying to stack these Ancient. Looks like a triple stack already, and I think Kunkka can take it out, but he really needs max Tidebringer in order to take it down.
Yeah, which is a bit of a ways off. Strangbeat, only level 4. It's okay for 3 minutes in, but they are dual laning this lane, so it'll delay his level progression just a touch, and once he hits level 7, maybe he'll go for it. Ancient's not being warded off right now. I think Dignitas are fine, even if Strangbeat is killing Ancients, because, I mean, look at what they're getting off the map. Safe lane Lifestealer farm. Sure, they gave up First Blood mid, but still Dragon Knight's getting something. They're running a Chen who can catch up very efficiently with the Wildkin Tornado later on, and an offlane Darkseer. They're basically farming 4.5 heroes, with Fog also doing quite a bit of pulling bottom lane.
Oh,
so
this bear on top?
even if Fog gets low, it doesn't really matter. Universe, oh, that's going to hurt. That's 300 gold.
Oh, Krilly.
Did the creeps actually last?
Krilly.
Wow. Well, that's a dead lone druid. Krilly, no way out. Tries to juke. Actually made a pretty good run of it, but he'll take a fall there. Strangby going to look into a regen rune bottom. And this is just Universe playing exceptionally well. We'll actually see AUI 2000 go in now, bottom lane. Blomberg's low. Not dead yet. Justy tries to body block. Look how fast. Just one hit from AUI, removing so much HP. Fog still giving chase. No mana.
This Lich is still level 1.
Yeah, roaming support Lich.
I think Lich really does need levels, though. I mean, sacrifice 20-second cooldown at level 4. Usually you don't have it by level 7, but still, being able to deny that, especially to a relatively farm-dependent hero like Lifestealer not getting him his early phase boost or his early max rage, will really set him back a lot. And 5 minutes in, level 2 Lich. Oh, okay. He caught up relatively well after Blomberg.
I don't know. Well, he did get a full creep wave here because that Clockwork has to go back to base. I think the biggest concern here is even if you run the Lich, you can't really punish Dignitas because they have a Chen who will just jungle and they could just pull the creep wave. The camp's not blocked. So how much does sacrifice really do for you? 4FC don't have the best lineup to contest a pull. So if Dignitas want a pull and Clockwork comes in, he gets open wounds, he gets impaled, he might just die running back to base.
Yeah, so they blocked this one. Fog just tried to pull it right now. I'm surprised they blocked this one instead of the bottom one. Fog will just pull the regular creep spawn to the creep wave. And checking his levels right now compared to the supports of 4FC, we see Lich sitting at 3, Shadow Demon on 3 as well, and supports for Dignitas same as well. I guess Way Too Sexy has been trying to be a worrisome or troublesome.
Yeah,
Chen in mid.
It's very interesting because we saw such a different style of play out of the Chen players, the jungle players in the Alienware Cup for a lot of the Eastern teams and for Puppy, for Na'Vi, where they prioritize their own farm, often to the just letting their carries die even to get a fast mech, to get a fast level 5 or 7.
Curly on top.
Yeah, Universe giving him the runaround here. The bear taking more damage than Universe is. Universe gets rooted. He does get Soul Catchered as well. The trap has been sprung. He'll try to surge away, gets disrupted too. Great Shadow Demon play from Boomski. Universe might turn this around though. Oh, wow, that was close.
I don't think he got a Stout Shield proc right there. Oh my goodness.
really?
He got the bear though, so I think
He's actually going Midas, which is okay against Ion Shell. You can Midas one of the Ion Shell creeps every 100 seconds.
I mean, look at his HP. I think he needs some tranks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, even if you can Midas one of those, he needs more than that. Well, it does have to be a very fat Lone Druid, because Dignitas have multiple carries. They've got a lot of lockdown for that Lone Druid, and they're all getting decent farm. 23 and 12 on AUI, not fantastic, but decent. Snake King, 25 and 11. Again, not fantastic, but decent. And the Darks, you're getting a lot. I feel like 4FC does have to be greedy with their items, since they were not greedy with their draft.
They are up ahead in kills right now, but looking at the XP and the gold grab, it is they are heavily both in favor of Dignitas right now. About almost 3,000 experience in favor of them. I hear Fog going on the bottom.
Oh no.
Snake King coming in.
There's no way out for Blomberg here. Snake King stunned him up. Good catch by Fog. They'll pick up a kill. And now a double damage ring for Snake King. Midas complete on your Lone Druid. 7 minutes in. Krilly, one of the greedier carry players I've ever cast. He goes Midas. He goes Battle Fury on every hero. Radiance as well. Those are his 3 favorite items. Top items for him. We should have a slide for that.
7 minutes is not a bad timing at all, considering that he already died and he lost his bear twice, I believe, and had to resummon. So that's actually pretty good. 38 and 3 for him.
And I also think it was actually a big deal that Universe had an illusion rune at level 1 because it gave him extra units to tank a few tower shots. He was able to get double Ion Shell early and micro them to chase Krilly, which is why Krilly's bear took so much damage. So considering his start, which wasn't ideal, and he showed up to the lane a bit late, took some additional damage there from Universe because they 5-man into the bottom jungle. For all these reasons, yeah, I think it's a pretty damn good Midas timing. Universe could be in trouble top. They've rotated Boomski around. He's level 5, already level 3 Soul Catcher, and great timing. There's your Soul Catcher disruption as well. Boomski is really the MVP for 4FC thus far. Universe in trouble, isolated and nuked, and will be brought down, almost taking Krilly with him, but can't quite do it. 4FC continue to find kills, but AUI 2000 still farming bottom, Snake King still farming mid, and Way 2 still farming the jungle. Universe is dying a lot. Don't get me wrong, he's dying a hell of a lot, but Dignitas, when they run their quad or even quintuple core lineups, they're okay with one hero dying a couple of times because they make it up elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm really scared for 4FC once Chen hits level 7 and Nyx hits level 6. I think these are two very important ultimates and timing points in the game, and they can just totally take full advantage of that. Once, I believe he already has his Fate Boost on the Lifestealer too, they can really start to get kills. Blomberg 0-1-0, I don't think he'll be able to defend this tower on his own if they start applying pressure, but we see Way Too Sexy just at level 5. There's a lot of creep stacking going on actually.
Yeah, there's a big Ancient stack here for Team 4FC. You look at the Dignitas jungle, what else is new? They love their creep stacking. They love their farm. Strangby gets stunned mid. Oh, he's so royally screwed. Snake King, just a few more auto attacks of Flame Breath. He runs into the boat. The nuke is not enough. Strangby's going to live. Disruption comes through. Boomski in the right place at the right time. Man, this Shadow Demon movement has been pristine. Perfect body block mid. He set up 2 kills on Universe. Saves his carry mid. This guy, this is carry Shadow Demon.
Yeah,
right
without
here.
his excellent movement right now, 4FC would be so behind right now.
I'm very impressed, and in spite of that, I still worry for 4FC, because here comes the Chen, level 5, 2 creeps available. He's only got 1 currently, and 4FC a bit lacking in terms of counter push.
Yeah,
They
I would
just don't have much.
prefer the 3 Shadow Poison build on Shadow Demon right now. He's trying to push it out with level 1 Shadow Poison. It's okay, but Soul Catcher is just not that effective versus Chen, versus Lifestealer. And I think that
he wants this deny, but he has no mana. Boomski is in a lot of trouble. AUI looking for an open wounds, not using it yet. It is cooling down. Oh, he wanted to go. If open wounds is up there, he gets a kill, but was still cooling down.
see phase boost up on the Kunkka too. I think they really need some sort of arcane boost in their team, but it's going to be quite a while until their supports get it.
It would probably be the Clockwork, the one who you'd want to build it, but Blomberg not having the best game. 11-1 has been more or less completely denied any kind of farm on this bottom lane. Just the basics for him. They're putting a lot of eggs in the Lone Druid basket, and I feel like 4FC very reliant as well on hitting a big team
We
fight.
see a rotation from Vogtop. He is level 6 now. He has his arcane boots. Things are looking bad for Krilly. He is level 10, but not sitting in bear form.
Oh, and he's got full HP. There's no reason not to be in big bear form right now. Krilly could be dropping. We could see a surge. No Vendetta even used, so just run in. The Impale comes through. Now the Vendetta is available if they need it. Now still Krilly not even bothering to morph. Well, that's a great way to get killed off. Way 2 might be in trouble mid. Lich could have gone for the kill there, but might have thrown his own life away in doing so, and in the end, Jussie chooses to play it safe, backs up, was 1 or 2 auto attacks away from getting that kill.
I like how Universe uses wall there just to ensure the kill. You can't risk a Shadow Demon, especially one that's been playing as well as he has, just disrupting a counter TP in from the Clockwork. I guess he is level 6 right now, but you can't risk that sort of counter initiation. You have to burst people down as fast as you can, just use your spells, and if you can do that, you can secure some kills and not let the fight turn around. They have many good ways to turn their fight around with the Chain Frost, with a Hook Cog, with a Torrent Boat, and they really have to be aware of that as they go and proceed with these games.
It's game 1 of a best of 3 if you're just joining us. It's the Corsair Summer Tour 2013. We're locked in it in Group C, our first match of a triple header for today, coming on the heels of a best of 5 for the Alienware Cup. The rebroadcast is going on now at twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2 if you want to catch that game. But on that note, it's game 1 of a best of 3, and Dignitas are looking very strong. A great 5-man lineup. They'll go in on Boomski top lane. Flame Breath brings him low. Impale brings him down. The Vacuum comes through too. Lich only level 5. Can be a fantastic counter ganker. Not going to be able to do much here. They even blow a Hand of God mid. Chen trying to save himself. Way too sexy. Will go down. A nice solo kill for Strangby. But my biggest
no Sentry Ward on top.
Oh, they've gone in again. The Lich will get picked off. Fog used his Vendetta to do it. Score now 5-4. 12 minutes in. I just don't know how... If when Dignitas won a 5-man, they have a mech on Darkseer. They have a Dragon Knight who's hit level 6. I just don't think 4FC have nearly enough counter push to deal with that.
Lifestealer hasn't joined any fights yet. He is 0-0-0 right now. He's constantly been out of mana. I've seen some Lifestealers go Ring of Basilius when Magic suggested enough, but he is very close to his armlet. I believe just around 200 gold away after he picks up his bladed attack, and I fully expect him to make a move with that. Chen is almost level 7 right now. He's about 6.5, picked up a Centaur creep, and it looks like they're all rotating bottom.
Yeah, Wave 2's a bit underleveled, but it's okay because they have such a fast mech on Universe, already level 11, and they still have a very strong, just clumping lineup. For FC, they do have some ways to punish that, Chain Frost being the big one, but it's not online yet. Unfortunately, that Lich is still level 5, 13 minutes in. They really need a big Chain Frost, a big boat to turn this game around, to find a fight they can win.
Oh, Fog from back.
Dust deployed by Boomski, and while that's happening, Fog, well, he's just out of vision. He'll be okay. The tier 1 goes to Dignitas. They've taken their third of the game, and I feel like we haven't even really seen them group. Now Universe is here, running right by Sentry's Fog. Probably won't find a kill, working his way through the tree line. Oh, he's going to run right into this list. Justy has to get out. He will barely. But now, again, how do 4FC actually defend? I just don't know.
Hook into Cog.
That's
on
true.
A non-Nyx hero and non-Nyx, I suppose. That's probably their best bet initiation, or getting a good entangle. But they're fighting 4 strong right now, and I definitely don't think they can defend this tower.
Krilly had that early Midas, 77 and 6. He's still farming pretty well, but Dignitas have 3 cores with all the towers that are way far ahead. AUI pops the rage, open wounds on Jussie. That's not a good engage, and he just scares them away, secures the tower. Now Dignitas, they'll back off. They'll start to push out these other lanes. And once they take those tier 2s, Merlini, then Roche is in the offing for them. And I don't actually know if 4FC can fight there either. They're kind of dying, slowly bleeding out on the ground, I feel.
Darkseer has his mech, and 4FC is just nowhere close to any core items. If Lone Druid is rushing Radiance, that is about, what, 3,600, 3,700 gold away. Kunkka, he has a Claymore, no Shadow Amulet, about 800 gold, so that's going to be pretty big for them. But Fog looks like he's right about to pick him off.
Strangby, he needs a miracle here. He gets caught by a Well, he throws out the Torn before getting caught, but it won't matter. Ion Shell, Vendetta, Impale, too much burst. Dignitas only leading 6-4, but you look at the gold graph, you look at the experience graph, it's a 10,000 gold lead only 15 minutes in. The North American boys are definitely cruising here.
Yes, they are, and I'm actually trying to reason why they picked Kunkka, the 3rd pick. And I think Kunkka is decent against some sort of lineups, and he can punish some solo mids, but he really needs to be in a rather aggressive lineup. I don't think he works that well in a 4 protect 1 strategy.
I just think the combination of Kunkka and Lich is so awkward, because Lich is a very passive support, and like you said, Kunkka is one that wants to really force fights.
Yeah, and especially with the way they're playing the Lone Druid. Maybe if he didn't go Midas and just went Maelstrom so they can start fighting, snaking, going on Jussie on top.
Still not level 6. He dies in a matter of seconds. This is a stand-in's nightmare. You want to impress the team you're standing in for. Well, I don't know if 4FC are impressed. Jussie really struggling in this game.
Shadowblade picked up by the Dragon Knight, and they are continuing the 5-man.
I'm a little disappointed that 4FC haven't even tried to take a fight. I know they don't have Chain Frost, that we haven't seen a hook yet this game. We've seen 1 or 2 boats just used for solo kills. You can't let Dignitas get this many towers. They have 2 carries and a Darkseer. You have a Kunkka with basically very little items, and a Lone Druid with a Midas and Krilly working towards his next one. So if they don't take fights now, I don't see them taking them later.
Oh, there's the Torrent.
Torrent from Strangby, and they go. The hook is there, only hits a creep. Blomberg has caught Universe, but Universe has a point booster. He doesn't really care. AUI charges in, rage deployed, Jussie on the run. Blomberg, this Clockwork trying to find his way out of the fight. He can't. He goes down, now onto the Kunkka. 1 to the next to the next. They're all falling down. 3 hit the deck. Krilly TP's in, but his Lone Druid just can't accomplish much.
Oh,
now the Bear's
Bear.
going to die. 300 gold. The Bear has fallen. And the Dignitas
are they
rolling.
going on? Oh, I thought they were about to go on Krilly right there. I mean, this is 16 minutes in, and they're pushing a T3. 4FC, I mean, you have to be prepared for this sort of lineup burst and early Dragon Knight pick. This Bear is going to go down a second time.
They needed a twin-headed dragon, a Keeper of Light, a strong counter-pushing support.
Puck is even decent, too, for mid lane.
Yeah, Puck got banned later on, but I think they could have picked it with their 3rd or 4th. I know it was definitely banned in one of the picks, but if not a Puck, there was definitely other options, whether it's your supports having more counter push, whether it's not getting a carry like Lone Druid. 4C just got boxed in, and the only way for them to win this game was to completely stomp the laning stage, and that's tough to do against a Darkseer, against a Chen, against some pretty strong laning heroes. Even a Dragon Knight, not a dominant 1v1, but a hero that's hard to completely deny.
Generally, when you run a Lich strat, you want to have a very heavy AoE lineup. Clockwork, not the strongest AoE. Shadow Demon, not very strong either. Lone Druid, not strong. You need to clear all those creeps almost instantly. Someone like an Earthshaker or someone like a Magnus plus any AoE spammer or Keeper Light. Any of those would be good in conjunction with Lich, but they haven't been able to take any team fights. Lich just at level